Yeah, you found it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're right now. It's happening right now. You found
right
it.
This
This is
moment.
when it's happening right now.
Right this second.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here.
Together
Watch.
we can do great things.
Yep.
JR and the crew.
Right here, now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of JR and the Crew. We're right here at the Plaza West Covina, man. Look, man, we got everybody in the house today, and we are excited. I'm really excited about this one. But before we get into that, I wanted to tell you guys, make sure you're watching us on all of our platforms, man. We are on Anchor. We're on Spotify. We're on YouTube. We are on Facebook. And then, of course, you know, you get all the information on our Instagram page. But make sure you guys are supporting us. Continue to spread the word. The best promotion out there is word of mouth, man. We're doing our part by trying to do, some great videos, some great promotional videos to get our information out there. But just make sure, man, you guys give us a like, a share, and a subscribe, man. And look, all these episodes, they're brought to you by your legal team, Black Widow Investigations, man. This is all possible because of Black Widow Investigations. And look, we have another event going on. We have another event going on March 26th. March 26th, man, with the No Chance Foundation. Now, you might be asking, what is the No Chance Foundation? It is a nonprofit organization that she has started that she can literally help out more people in the community. I mean, we're always running into people that need that help, that need that extra push. And not just, what could you say, not just like that quick help, but yet also to still provide more solutions for the individual, for the families, for the person, because there's so many people out there, but we can only do so much. But through the No Chance Foundation and the community events that we're putting together on a monthly basis, that's creating the finances for us to continue to help those in need. So look, guys, March 26th, we have a Mardi Gras event happening in Los Angeles. We've been posting the flyer. There's videos going to be out. So make sure you guys come out. And look, man, it's a donation at the door, guys. But don't just give $1. Don't give $5. Give something to come in. And I'm going to be dressed really nice. Austin's going to be dressed really nice. I'm going to be dressed, I think, in a suit. Monica's going to be dressed really nice. So we're all going to be dressed nice. Black Widow, the whole team is going to be dressed really nice. We have music. We got food. It's a whole Mardi Gras type theme. Man, I am excited about it. But look, you're only going to be able to find out more about Black Widow Investigations. You're only going to be able to find out more about, the No Chance Foundation is by going out and being a part of what we're doing. But look, man, get connected, all right? I want you guys to get connected. We're doing so many events. I mean, dude, our last mixer was amazing. We got another event coming up shortly. We're putting that together. So it's all about bringing the communities together, bringing the people together, bringing raza together. I mean, it's done of, this person's better than this person's podcast or our show or whatever you want to call us. At the end of the day, we are a show, JR and the Crew show. We did start off as a podcast, but now we are a show because, I mean, it's true. We do a lot of video and yeah, a lot of our content is video. It's not really audio. So we actually consider ourselves a show. I mean, that's who we are. I mean, we have Austin right there. He's switching all the cameras and stuff, but right now there's only one camera on me. But are you doing two or one? Oh, one. So, so I'm only looking at one camera at the moment. And then we have our watch shot, but he's doing his thing. So that's what I'm saying, guys. So we, it's all about just creating opportunity for other people. And that's what JR and the Crew is all about. We want to be the voice of LA, that we're able to showcase great, talented people, not just in the music industry, but of course, music, movies, specialty talents, business. I'm talking about everything to show people what LA really looks like. And I'm not an expert in any of this stuff. I'm not an expert in hip hop. I'm not an expert in movies. I'm not an expert in anything. I just love showcasing people's talent and letting you see for yourself new people, new faces, and new things happening right here in LA. But hey, before we get to our guest, we have a great guest. Man, she is a holistic healer. She's cured herself of cancer. Stay posted. I mean, she has so much information about being healthy. But before we get to our guest, I want you to check out this Chicano Spotlight brought to you by Chicano Hollywood.
Welcome back, guys, to another Chicano Spotlight. So for this week, we wanted to let you guys know about a super dope event coming up. Chicano Hollywood is hosting a stunt fighting seminar. April 1st, you can register on the link in our bio over on Instagram, but you'll be learning from some really talented stunt fighters. They'll teach you the basics of what it looks like to make a high quality stunt fight scene for your next project. This is something that every filmmaker should know. A good fight scene can bring your project to the next level. So to see more from the instructors that you'll be learning from that day, check out this video.
All right, everybody, check it out, man. We have our guests in the studio, and they're not strangers to JR and the crew. They have been previously on the show, and we got Chris and Lourdes, right? LAVOY
You did it.
on the show. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
bravo, we're here.
Yes, we have you guys on the show. And real quick, because I know we had you guys before and stuff, and it was, just real quick, because I don't want to really talk about what we already talked about, but last time I had you on the show, we discussed, you cured yourself of cancer.
Yes.
You're the support that she had.
Yep.
So if you want to share that just real brief again, so people can just get like that recap of what took
Okay,
place.
so I had a week left to live.
That's true.
I had cancer throughout my body.
True.
I didn't want to do chemotherapy, radiation, or surgery. So what I did is I did it naturally. We went to Mexico. We did all these different things. Things got bad, and that's why we had to do that. Chris at the time was not supportive because he thought I was crazy. He saw the research I was doing, got on board, and long story short, I turned it around the right way and have been cancer-free for almost 13 years.
Woo! Cancer-free. Dang.
That's right. And then became an advocate.
And became a health
And became an advocate.
Yes.
Yes. And that's amazing. And I still love that because I did watch your Create Option C, the film. You have the documentary out. So, guys, they have a documentary. They have their own podcast.
Yep.
They have their own podcast, and it's called
The Lourdes and Chris Show.
Yeah.
Lourdes and Chris Show.
I know, and I was like, let's think of what we can call ourselves.
Let's be really creative.
Yeah, let's really get our thinking caps on for this one, babe. Something with health.
Well,
And she's just like, the Lourdes and Chris Show. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
because
what's the Lourdes and Chris Show?
It's just us talking about
Something with
health.
health. Something with health.
Well, somebody pointed out something. I'm like, oh, I love that. And they said, your initials
Yep.
is TLC.
Oh.
TLC.
I'm like, look at that. Stop it. We did it right.
It just fell into that.
No, but that's awesome, man. I
Flashlights.
know. I gotta be careful. But I'm glad you guys came back on the show because you guys have so much information. I watched your show as well, and you guys bring on a lot of doctors, nurses. I mean, people that are in the medical field. And I tell a lot of people about you guys because I'll start off with this, guys, because a lot of people don't believe me. I'm always promoting you, and when I get sick, I call. I even text you, Doc. I need help, Doc, and you answer me. But what proved more is I got sick. I thought my gallbladder.
Yeah.
I thought it was messed up. All this stuff. I was in pain, and she's like, "No, you probably have some gas or this and that. You're eating bad. Take
You need enzymes.
Yeah, you need enzymes. Then take the apple cider vinegar. Do this process." I didn't believe you, so I went to the urgent care. And $250 later, they told me exactly what to do, what you told me to do, and I had to pay them. And you're like, don't you ever do it again. I'm going to charge you that much money. So, and it was funny because, like, I knew that you were right, but then I didn't. Because one of the questions I put down here, and I wanted to get into it, is, okay, what's the most common misconception about what you guys do?
Well, actually, I think the misconception, first of all, it starts off with, I don't have a title. And most people, if you don't have
You're
a
not
white
a doctor,
coat,
yeah.
if you don't have that white coat or that title, they are like, well, what would she know, or what would he know? Well, what we know is what we experienced, and what we experienced was all that research we had to do in order to beat cancer. And I don't mean like, oh, you had this little thing, we just kind of remove it. It was full blown cancer.
Yeah, you're a ball.
Oh
You
yeah,
had
I had like a
No,
baby
I
head
mean-
sticking out the pit.
We started naming her tumors. It got to be so many.
They
We
were
actually
so
named
big.
them.
Like, that's the baby head sticking
Yeah,
out of
and
the
then she
pit.
had the pearl
Wow.
necklace
Yeah.
and.
Yeah, we had like the pearl necklace.
What's funny is that if we're at home and we're referring to those days, if we go, yeah, babe, the baby head, and she'll be like, oh, right, that was the one that was. I mean, we just know exactly
so
what
we
we're talking
know.
about.
Yeah, and it looked. But that's the thing, and so because of all the research, because of all the books we read from doctors and stuff that are showing us how things work and what you do if you want to do things naturally, it's where we learned it. So we got clear. It's like you don't have to be a doctor to pick up medical books to read it and learn it.
You know, the other thing too, I think the big misconception is that a lot of people will say, "Well, you're not a doctor," and the reality is, well, no, we don't want to be. We don't want to be that. And in fact, our big message every episode is, you know, don't even believe us.
Research
We're the
yourself.
start
yourself,
point.
yeah.
We just threw something at you for you to think about, look into it yourself, and be your own advocate. And,
If we
and
tell
that's-
you something, research what we say.
But I think that's the problem with the research is that I think sometimes there's so much research out there that
You're
it's hard
right.
to believe which one is right.
Yeah.
So how do you do that?
Oh, so
Listen to your body.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh,
very
okay.
much so,
Listen to your
because
body.
what I've done is, and he knows this, I tried so many different things when it came to fighting cancer, and there were things that worked for me, and there were things that didn't. And you know, and what didn't, I just because I thought, well, it's all natural. It's not like it's gonna harm me.
Some of it
So
was
what I have to
funny.
do to try
Some
it.
of it was actually funny to see
Yeah.
her attempt. I mean, from now I can laugh at it. At the
Right,
time,
right.
it was obviously
It's serious
scary.
at that moment,
Yeah,
yeah.
At the moment, it was very serious. But like she tried the whole maple syrup and baking soda thing. I'm sure you've heard of that.
Oh,
one.
wow.
It was
Okay.
horrific.
Now,
it was like
some
it went
people
in and went out.
that's awesome for them, but it wasn't going to stay in their gut for her.
Yeah, because it was. I'm like,
What was the
yeah.
what was the maple syrup? Well, explain that.
So it was literally like you
Because I
had
put
it-
a lot of maple syrup on my pancakes.
right,
But
so,
no baking soda.
What?
but no baking soda. That's where. So what
Or was
it
it
is,
baking powder?
it's baking soda.
Baking something.
So what
oh,
so what you had to do is so cancer loves sugar.
Right.
It
Yeah.
thrives on it. It's how it grows. It's how it multiplies. It's its buffet. So, and most of what we eat usually, I mean, when you eat something, it breaks down into sugar. But if it's natural, the body knows what to do with it. If it's something like processed sugar, the cancer's like, yeah. So the whole concept is you take water, you warm it up, and you add like I think it's like a teaspoon or something of baking soda.
Yeah, there's a specific recipe
Yeah,
for it.
and then you take like very small bit, but some maple syrup because it's the goal is that you want the cancer to go after it to eat it. But baking soda, because it creates oxygen to it, oxygen kills cancer. So that's the whole concept.
It's like a Trojan horse.
Yeah, but it's really disgusting. It's like it's so hard to drink. I don't know how they
Well,
do
apple
it.
cider vinegar is disgusting too, but
Well,
oh my
I
god.
can handle that more.
We've
Yeah.
got a friend who just downs that straight, and I still to this day don't
No,
understand.
I've done that one time. I closed my pipes.
No,
I hit it.
Yeah.
I went,
Yeah.
No, it's good to mix it with water. You want
yes,
to
I poured it with water.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You don't want to go straight. That's like like acid.
Yeah, I did it. I did it. I put it in the teaspoon. I just did it one time, and but somebody was talking to me, so when I did it, I was like, and everyone's laughing. I'm like, don't talk to me right now. I can't.
Have you tried straight ginger?
Yeah. Oh, I take straight ginger all the time.
You just straight ginger juice, and you're okay with that?
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't do anything.
It burns my ears.
What?
I don't know. It's something about burning my throat. It burns my ears. But
Like
this
he's
is the
eating
thing.
hot peppers,
I've
yeah.
gotten to a point where I kind of want it. I know it's going to sound weird.
I like the burn. I feel like it's
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
when
kill
like
it
when
all.
Lourdes makes juice, if it didn't burn my ear, all I should be like, eh. It was
does.
okay.
It wasn't that good.
It was
Yeah,
okay.
before it was in the beginning when I do it, I would do like mostly ginger and a little bit maybe of orange,
Mm-hmm.
an orange and a lemon, but I really pounded in the ginger like
Yeah.
a big old root. And then he'd take it and he'd just like, and his whole face would get red, his ears would be burning. But afterwards he was like,
Peace in the
now-
house, pounding the table, just trying to get through
But
it.
that's the only way now he likes drinking it.
Yeah.
He's gotten used to that.
No, I do that straight up. I do turmeric straight up. I do all
Yeah,
that stuff.
yeah.
I do
Oh,
straight up.
jeez.
I don't mind. We actually bought for the house exactly the grinder that you suggested.
masticating juicer?
Yep. We got
Right.
that, and we grind the ginger. You get more
You get
ginger
so much
using
more.
that
Yeah.
as well than the bullet or the
Yep.
all these other ones. That one works more, but. Let's talk now post-COVID, because before we got you guys on, during COVID.
during
It was
COVID.
So
during,
it was during
Yes,
COVID.
that's
You guys
right.
didn't care. You guys, I don't care. We're gonna go meet with
we
you.
still don't.
We'll save people. We don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah. So
You have to take us down, man.
I'm all, you want us to wear a mask? Girl? No mask. You don't care about that mask.
I don't want to breathe my CO2.
There's so much to talk about because we talk about it all the time. In fact, we were just talking yesterday with somebody about the parallels of the whole COVID outbreak and the AIDS outbreak, and the parallels between the two. And
that's
that's
coming
going
out,
to be out Thursday night. But there's like a whole playlist, and you can tell that there's a game plan that they do. They being whoever you want to
Big
call
Pharma.
it, the big
Yeah,
pharma,
yeah,
whoever you want to
You
call
can
it.
say I don't care if it gets flagged. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's
Yeah,
like and we got to talk to this lady who was one of the investigators on all this stuff.
she's a
and
journalist.
An amazing lady. Oh my
Wow.
gosh. In fact, I won't say too much on that because I'm trying to keep her safe. But her co-host died, and someone so two of the people
Under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah. So,
But
when
what's
they were
so
exposing
so
it,
and then and that's an interesting segue
so we'll keep
because
that one on a quiet.
during COVID, if you remember, one of the things that we had said was like, man, to get here though, that traffic was still out of control, and so I know they're saying everybody's dying, and they keep saying everybody's dying, but it wasn't until after the vaccines were introduced, right? Now you can't get away from it. Every time you turn on Facebook, prayers for so and so,
We lost
heart
many-
failure, yeah.
Many people that a lot of our
Well, a lot of people are
friends-
having complications. Like some people in my family, they're women, and they were actually having prolonged periods.
Yep.
Yep.
It was. And you did the research, and some of it was side effects because of the vaccine shot.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
And stuff. So
And this is what's really interesting. I really love this. So when I was trying to find, this was just last year in June, I was trying to figure out, because I'm always trying to help people, whether it's through juicing, diet, that's what we do, to change whatever they're dealing with, whether it's because of the shot but how do you turn this around? How do you get them better? And I hardcore was just pray, and I'm like, bawling my eyes out to God, like what can I do to take people's health to another level? How do I help save my mom? How do I, it's like just one thing after another, because my mom was so bad with severe dementia. I mean, she was like hospitalized, like all these things were happening. And then we were watching loved ones passing away, and I'm like, okay, so I'm just like, next day, no joke, got reached out by this guy. I said, hey, you guys got this health show. I want to introduce you to this lady that, she told me about these people that are doing this stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to go for it because I just did this prayer.
Yeah.
No joke. We started having this conversation on the phone. She's breaking down the science, which I love, which is why I'm now taking a course to be a naturopathy practitioner. And that's even fun. Oh my gosh. I'm like, now I have the title. But it's funny because everything I'm learning I already knew, but I'll have a title to it. So that I guess that makes it okay.
yeah.
She's like, and then as you do these modules, Chris, you can read them as well. And I'm like, or not.
No, I'm like, no,
Okay.
you're going to.
Apparently I'm going to.
You're going to, because it's so. I know he doesn't like. I love science. I love to understand the biology of the body and how. Because if you don't understand something, how do you help someone?
Well, this is the thing about you and I that's so amazing is that Lourdes loves the science of it. She wants to know the brass tacks. Get me down to the mitochondria, the cell, and what's going on, and all this other stuff. Now she'll tell me, and I'm just like, you're absolutely right. I don't need to know any further. This is what I got to do.
Yeah,
I'm like, no,
but
this is
what I like about the show is the inspirational aspect of it. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to inspire people, and we want people to take on their whole everything. And that was the whole birth of Option C, and you know about what that is.
Yeah.
And that's the whole. I love the inspirational aspect of it. I love inspiring people to do better for themselves.
Well, that's part of the healing, right?
Well, that's
it's
the thing.
all part of this
Yeah.
healing, because if you don't have inspiration, then you have to just go against looking at what you do know. I know I'm sick. I know I have cancer or diabetes or high blood pressure. Or you know these things. There's no inspiration to that. So now to overcome that, if you know of someone who did something different and got rid of it, which is what we started doing. We started getting on this whole thing where I'm like, I'm going to do a ebook, and I'm going to have like things that they'll do, and I'm going to have them take certain supplements, and we're going to journal the whole thing. And I even have them like write everything down, take pictures, and send it to me, so I keep everything.
Oh, you logged it in, yeah.
Yeah. I want. It's
She's
like
doing her
my
own study right
like
now.
my own personal study.
That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah, I love that stuff. So I'm like, I'm doing this. But in the process of this, it's like people that I knew that were having problems after the shots and got on this whole protocol and not having those problems anymore. Like, I can't begin to tell you how good that feels inside to go, all they did was put this stuff, all they did was I gave them a solution, they tried it and saw the results. Because we get so wrapped that we think our bodies aren't perfect. God has created our body so perfectly that if we give it the right tools and remove the stuff that's in the body causing the problem, our bodies do heal. And that's all it was, is me giving them the tools that come from this earth, you know, our nourishment on this planet, and giving it right back to them. That's doing both things, removing and replacing. And then, I mean, we got people that are seeing, you know, reverse aging. Well, it's because it's
yeah, we need some of that. We need some reverse aging for sure. But we're going to get into a little bit more because I know we have a lot of people. I got to take a quick break, but we know we have a lot of people that previously too. But I want you to talk about, you know, high blood pressure, diabetes, all that stuff, because a lot of people feel that it's not reversible. You know, they're no, and they. I'm not even lying. I get it all the time where people are saying, like, I'm a weirdo because, of course, I'm going to say Big Pharma has put it into the minds of people that the things that we do or you do and you share that we're crazy, right? But before we go, what is it exactly that you call yourself? Is it a holistic healer or what is it? What exactly do you? What's the title you give yourself?
Oh, well, a health coach.
Health coach. Okay.
A health coach.
Health coach. Oh, that's good. So we'll be right back with our health coaches. Okay. So we got Chris and Lourdes. Yeah, I said it right. We'll be right back. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying the show. Just real quick plug. Look, make sure you guys call Black Widow Investigations. If you get in trouble, criminal law, family law, divorce, I'm talking you want to get your kids back, a DUI, look, call Black Widow Investigations. When other law firms tell you, you know what, there's no chance, hey, you call Black Widow Investigations. They will make sure that they take care of you. All right? Let them know JR and the crew sent you. All right, everyone, we are back, man, and we are back with my health coaches, my doctor. I mean, when I get sick, anything happens, my daughters or anybody, I literally call these guys right here. You know, the LAVOY. I was about to say LAVOY. I was about to say
LAVOY.
LAVOY. Joke earlier.
Yeah.
Now it's stuck in there.
Yeah, it's stuck in there. I'm like, ugh. But no, I want to get right to it because I know a lot of people have questions about, you know, health and like I said, a lot of people are not interested in learning the natural stuff. You know, if you're not a doctor, like we said earlier, if you're not a doctor, you know, you're a weirdo. You know, you're going on your own ideology type stuff, but you've actually done the research. You've done, you say, like right now. I know you're pissed off at me right now because I do have soda in here and that causes my immune system to shut down for about.
And it's shrinking your brain.
So when you drink
Hold on.
So when you drink one can of soda like he's doing, one can.
Just pointed it out.
One can of soda compromises your immune system for 4 hours.
And how do you know
carbonation
that?
affects your bones, and the carbonation is also going to affect your brain at this point.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's the research that you guys have done.
Everything we've researched, everything we've looked into studies. And it's interesting because people go, well, there's no studies. There's a plethora of studies. Now, if you're saying there's no studies that Big Pharma didn't do, well, yes, they aren't going to do those studies because they are, and if they did, they kept that on the quiet because they already know, oh, yeah, that does kind of fix that. But
that's money.
Yeah. So you have to understand that what they're creating it's a business. So if they give you something natural that gives you no side effects, that gets rid of it and it's done, there is no money in health.
There's no repeat customers.
Yeah,
right.
It's like you're healthy, it's done. And, you know, our bodies don't need synthetic. So when you're getting a pill from Big Pharma, those are all synthetically made, and all they're doing is they went to nature. They said, oh, cinnamon. Cinnamon has compounds in there that actually get rid of diabetes. How do we make something synthetically that does the exact same thing that cinnamon does? And then they go into a lab and they create these things to mimic, because it's not nature.
It's not nature, yeah.
And our body is natural. We
Right.
came from dust. We go back to dust. We got to eat from dust, right? And that's what keeps us healthy. So what they do is they go, we're going to make this thing in the lab, create this stuff. Here goes a fake, you know, a compound that's synthetically made that mimics what cinnamon does. And now they go and they give the person an insulin shot, or they take the tablets of it to take care of their blood sugar, but because it's synthetic,
It causes another problem.
It causes more problems. So sometimes you know, it shoots up or it goes down, or then later you got this other issue. Now you're starting to have memory issues. And we found, even through our studies, that a lot of medications, even including over-the-counter medications, start shrinking the brain, which is why now more than ever you see a lot of Alzheimer's and dementia than you've ever seen before.
Yeah, and then, you know, through our research, we also, you know, if you go back to the early 1900s, what Lourdes is saying was common medical belief. Oh, you have use cinnamon to block the sugars. Use this type of root. Use this type of tea.
Yep.
And all that was how doctors operated.
Right.
And then what happened was Rockefeller.
Yeah. It is. Yep.
He's the big oil magnate.
Yep.
He's like, oh, you know what? If we synthetically make medicine from petrol, then I'll get a little piece of that too.
That's exactly what Alberto was saying earlier. We were talking about it.
Yeah. So he's right. This is legit. And so what they did was like a two-step program. They took over the universities of all the medical professions, and they said, we'll donate you millions of dollars. And the school's like, yeah, that's going to be awesome. And they're like, but we want to be on your board of education where we tell you what curriculum you have to teach.
So we have to see what.
And then at the same time, they would hire people, basically character hitmen, to write these pieces about these doctors that were still prescribing roots and teas, and they knew that this was going to be the stuff that would work.
Right.
And making them quacks and crazy and insane.
And
that was the inception of Big Pharma taking over everything. And now it's just gotten so perverse. We did an episode, like maybe 3 months ago, where we were shocked at what we saw is going on between. So you know how what it is people will trust Big Pharma because the FDA's got our back. But what they don't realize is they're the same people. They're
Right.
in bed
No, they are.
together.
Yeah.
And
100%.
so they'll literally remember Red Rover?
Yeah.
The game Red Rover?
Yeah,
it's the same thing for them. They'll send Bruce on over. And so now he's FDA. and then they'll be like, ooh, Bruce got over there, so send Charlie on over. And then Charlie's now Big Pharma again. And so they're back and forth. So of course they're passing all this stuff. And they're not to be trusted at all because there's not a regulating body that really is for the people. It's for the
for the finances,
And the sad part about all that too is that when people go, yeah, but when I take it, I feel good. It's like, well, no, your body just hid the receptors. And the very important receptors of the body that's letting you know something's wrong.
And they'll
So
deaden
now you
after a
ignore
while.
it because the issue's still there. You never took care of the root cause. So it's just progressively getting worse because you just left it there, just rotting away. And then you now have these side effects from not only the synthetic pills that you're taking, but now you got the problem getting even more progressively worse. We've gotten people where they'll have colitis or Crohn's or any of those things. And it's such an easy fix. Now, I don't mean an easy fix where you take it today and it's better tomorrow.
Right.
I mean, you're starting to take certain things naturally that your body starts nourishing and healing, and within months, it's completely gone.
Yeah.
And you feel great.
And then you
now
don't
you're
go
doing
back
the
to
next-
what you know is
and you don't-
poison.
Yeah, no. And the thing about this is that, a long time ago, we talked about it too, but I want you guys to say it again because some people say, I don't take ginger, I don't take all that stuff because all of a sudden now my stomach's hurting. I think I'm allergic to it. I get bloated, when I take ginger shots and all these things because, they say they're having a reaction to it.
Right.
What's your, and be honest, what's your spill on that,
So what happens is, because unless you've cleaned your body out and you eat clean, and chances are you don't. And we're exposed to, whether it's by the air, by the sprays on our food, by the pills that we've taken, by the processed food that we eat. When it's in your system, those are a lot of toxins. So now the cells and the tissue are full of toxins. So when you put something in that's trying to get that out, you're going to feel the bloatation because you have so much toxins.
Well, also, you're lacking enzymes.
And enzymes is critical.
Your enzymes have been killed off by all the stuff that you're exposed to. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
In fact, actually, even enzymes, if enzymes didn't exist, we wouldn't exist. That's how important enzymes are. People don't really get the importance of enzymes, but people are like, oh, probiotics and prebiotics. Yeah, those things are important. You want the good bacteria. But if you haven't taken care or addressed the enzymes, you can take the probiotic, you're going to really be bloated. You're going to be like, oh, I'm gassy, and I feel like it's in my rib here.
Yeah, I might pop, yeah.
Just look, because anytime you do, whether it's ginger, it's got its enzymes in there. But if you do hardcore on it, it's gonna hardcore pull stuff out. What I would say is, if you're feeling bloated or whatever, and you took some ginger, I wouldn't fight against that. I would be more like, get a heating pad, lay on the back. People put it on their stomach. No. Lay it on. Lay your back on it and watch how things start moving out. And you'll be a little gassy, and you maybe somebody may pass by and they'll be like, wee,
Yeah, right.
But
Clear a room.
You'll see the difference. You go, oh wait, my stomach does feel better. There are things you can do to release that, including taking enzymes.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be honest. I've been lately gassy a lot.
How much
And
enzymes do you take?
Monica just gave me Gas X today. I was like, please give me something because I felt real bloated and stuff. And I really, every time after I eat and stuff, I'm getting real gassy.
Well,
Right. So that tells me that first of all, you're lacking a lot of enzymes to break up the food. And that's why
You told me to take those pills, so I should be taking
And
those
then,
pills.
and then
at least
the,
3 times.
the food that you're consuming, is it real food? And that's something that a lot of people don't even realize either, is that there's a lot of food out there that's not even really food anymore.
Wow.
The FDA allows for us to purchase in the store a lot of items that are literally illegal in a bunch of other countries around the world.
Yep.
And the other thing that we're facing right now and
Wow.
is that, there's an increase of dioxins in the air.
Yes.
All the train crashes that have been happening, all these chemical fires that have been occurring. If you just Google it, you're going to be shocked as to how many of these things are actually occurring in a rapid rate.
And how
you
we're
almost
exposed
feel,
to it.
and how we're all exposed to it. And you almost feel like, what's going on? Is there a larger plan in motion right here? Because every time they're just releasing more and more of these dioxins into the air, and it's more than carcinogenic.
and,
It's
and
deadly
not just
poison.
here in the U.S.
Yeah,
It's,
around the world.
it's conveniently and oddly enough happening here in that same week. It also in that same week happened in other countries, Europe, and it's like,
Wow.
well, they all come together and they decided, let's all start crashing the trains and
So our
having
message,
all these things. Yeah.
our message is that we need to not allow ourselves to get so sick that we're so down that path that we're like, oh, a lot of times people will go to Lourdes and be like, I tried chemotherapy, I tried radiation, I did all the chemotherapy, I did all the radiation, and they sent me home to die. What can you do? And you're like, well, we can. There's stuff that we can recommend. There's stuff that we can point you to. But it's even better still if you didn't go down that road in the first place.
Yeah, and now we're not telling you what to do and how to do it. What we're saying is, like, for me, the reason why I didn't choose chemotherapy or radiation to beat cancer was because it didn't make sense to me personally to poison myself back to health, or to radiate and that's cancer causing back to health, or to cut myself up back to health. To me, it made more sense nourishing myself back to health. What was the root cause? What caused? Because everybody goes, oh no, it's genetics. Well, what in your family do you guys have the habit of doing that caused that? It could be from emotional. Everybody's just hyped up and critical about each other.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
now mentally you have that behind you, and it's affecting your immune system. And your weakness was either your lymphatic system or your lungs or your kidneys or your breast. Certain things are the weaker part in that genetic of, what you grew up around. But when you look at that and go, well, we do eat the same, and I do have these things that I just love these chips. Or so when my mom makes this meal, she always puts this one. So when you look at the whole picture, right?
Yeah, you guys are eating the same thing.
Right, you're eating the same thing, you're triggering the same problems, and so that's why it ran in the family, why it's genetic. And it's really just about going, so what can I do to remove whatever is in the cell, whatever is in the tissue that I've been exposed to throughout my life, that I can take out while simultaneously putting in the trace minerals and stuff that I specifically need for myself, so that my body runs right. But we don't look at it that way. We're busy going, oh, I'll just go to, if this happens, there's no way I can fix that. It just happens. I'll go to the doctor, take a pill.
And that goes back to the conditioning we were talking about. I mean, it's just conditioning, and once we see it for what it is, you remember elementary school. Get in line, raise your hand, don't talk out of turn. You'll get in trouble for doing any of these things.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's all like this conditioning that they've kind of, from birth on, you've been taught. I have too. Lourdes has too.
All of us,
We
yeah.
all have been taught that the doctor knows all.
Yeah.
And don't question the doctor. The doctor he's the guy. He's the one that fixes
Right,
all.
right.
Yeah, ignore the part that says practicing medicine.
Yeah.
Right, I learned that from you, yeah, because
Yeah.
they are.
Practicing medicine. And that's why they can get away with things. If things, you take something and things go bad, it's like, hey, we're practicing. We're trying to figure this out too. We just told you this is what you're supposed to take, but it's because that was the line on the script that they gave us as a doctor to say.
Well, it worked on Alberto, so if it worked on Alberto, it will work on, hopefully, JR.
Sure.
Oh, it didn't work on you. Okay, because your body reacted just a different way. So now we're going to try something else that might actually we believe will help you. And we're not saying that doctors are bad. I mean,
No.
they're great. Hospitals are great.
Some.
Everything.
I'm gonna say
no.
no. I've met doctors that they definitely. I met doctors that when I did things and things improved, they really did want to know what I did. Oh, so how did you do it, and how much did you take? And those are real doctors. I have doctors like roll their eyes. And it's like, yeah, but I don't have it anymore.
Coincidence.
I'm better
against
now.
medical thought process.
Yeah,
it's just
so So, and that's what I mean. So there are amazing doctors out there. There are some doctors that they put in the time and the money, and they don't want to lose their license. And if they do anything that they know that would help someone that isn't through synthetic medications, they'll lose their license because they have to abide by those rules. And so that's why when people say you're not a doctor, I'm like, thank God. thank you that I never was a doctor, because as much as I like to help people heal, I'm glad it's never been something that's going to cause more damage. I'd rather show people to nourish their bodies and let the body do the healing, because the body does do the healing.
No, and I agree with you, because I mean, last time we talked, so many people are always asking you for help. They're asking you guys for help me, and you've told me personally that I want to help them, but if they're not serious enough, then you kind of have to like just say, sorry, I got to go help somebody that's real serious.
No,
Yeah, they really want it. Yeah.
Because you shared with me stories about even people, the cancer's gone.
Yep.
In remission, right? The word is remission.
And then they go right. Yeah.
And they feel like, oh, then I can live the way I was living again. And then it's like.
Yeah, and back. And I try to tell them that it's like the thing that you did to get rid of it, that lifestyle, that healthy lifestyle, it's that healthy lifestyle that kept you healthy. If you go back to the style that got you where you were at in the first place, well, you're going to end up like that again, because that's what caused it in the first place.
Well, there was one that you were advising. I remember specifically, he was a little boy, and they listened to your advice to begin with, and he was making great strides. And when they had a particularly positive result from a test, to reward or to celebrate the situation, they gave him
so
cookies.
Yes.
And you're like,
the very thing that cancer loves is the sugar. And I was like, no.
Well, because you said we already have cancer in our body. It's just at a low
your body knows what to do with it right now.
So what happens is we all carry cancer cells in our body. They're just abnormal cells that show up. And the problem that happens is that when your immune system's compromised for whatever reason, whether
drinking soda.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Well, dang, it was Alberto's fault. He told me to drink some soda.
You know, the thing is, Alberto doesn't understand that together we can do great things. And that's the thing. And that's the thing about the soda.
But no, so what it is so what happens is, things start breaking down because you don't know that like that donut had all this processed stuff. There was nothing good about it. It's now in your cell, and then you think it went away. It's like, no, it's still in that cell. You didn't, when it's inside your cell, if you don't, and then there's heavy metals that we're exposed to, even in our foods. So once it's in there, because we do run on iron, which is a metal, copper, like all those things, our bodies do require that. But if it's got a heavy toxic metal in there, that iron or that thing that you need can't go in there because it's already got its placement. So it's the whole purpose of why you want to remove it. And when you can't just remove it and then think I'll be fine, because it can cause an autoimmune disorder. It's why when you remove those things, it's got to be simultaneously. It removes and at the exact same time replaces with the trace mineral or thing that your body specifically needs. Now, nothing can go in there because now you got the good thing in there. And now that the good thing is in there and it's cleaning everything out, it's starting to build back because now it's doing its job. They're communicating. So the body communicates with itself if you have the right things in it. It's the same reason why, like last year, my sister had a good reason to, freak out when I told my mother, took my mom's bag of pills and tossed it and started her on some complete different nourishment. And they were just like, she could have a heart attack, and she's got heart issues, and they just, and I understood.
Because doctors have said that if you take somebody off it right away, you can kill them.
You can kill them. They can have these reactions, and oh my gosh.
Yes.
And that would be true if you removed it and did nothing. See the difference?
Yes.
If I take something from you and your body is already used to that,
craving it, needs it.
Now it's it's like an addict. It
right.
Reacts.
Yeah.
But if you remove the thing that's in there in the first place that's toxic and that's the only that's destroying you and keeping you somewhat there, if you remove it while at the exact moment put in the very thing that cell needs, it's not going to react because it's got the thing there, which is why when I did my mom, gave her the supplements and stuff, and I gave her juices and all this, but I gave her the specific thing that I knew would remove the problem, the toxin, and the heavy metals, and at the exact same time, according to her, what she needed would go right into that place, which is why she didn't have a bad reaction. So they're correct. If you just remove something and you did nothing, well, you didn't do anything to.
Well, even like you said, like a drug addict or someone that's trying to kick off alcohol, of course they're going to go into a whole detox type withdrawal and shakes and everything.
Yeah. And but if they do the thing I tell them to do,
but the thing is,
they may have minimal issues like that because
6 months later, though,
No, I mean when they're cleaned.
I'm saying right now, 6 months later, she never keeled over. She never.
That's right. So for 6 months,
wow.
she has
It's been
not been
6 months?
She had. I mean, I literally took her bag of junk and I tossed it because that's what it was to me, junk. And I'm like, you don't need the synthetic crap. Your body is not. Your body's not sick because it's lacking synthetic. Your body's not sick because it's lacking some junk and toxin just to keep you so you don't feel it. Your body's sick because it's lacking what it needs. And so we're going to give you that. We're going to take out what caused it, the causing problem, right, the root cause, and we're going to give you what is supposed to be in there. And when you do that, you just feel really good. And even if you feel good, like I take this stuff on a constant basis. And when I first started it last year, I called him. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm 15. Like I just felt so good.
I know. I love your energy. It's amazing. Her energy is so amazing. I told her, I got to drink some soda real quick so I catch up to you. But then I'm going down ways 4 hours later, guys.
It's been how long since you've had soda, babe?
Oh my gosh.
Here.
The thought is like, ooh, it's been, actually I stopped soda even before health issues. I stopped drinking soda in 1999.
That sounds
Wow.
right.
Yeah.
1999.
Yeah, because they're friends.
More
That's
bang.
why.
Well, we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, I want you guys to kind of diagnose me, Monica, and some of us here that the things that we're not doing. I mean, you know a lot about me. Believe me, I cheat a lot here on this stuff. And she gets mad at me because I know what to do.
You just gotta do that.
I know, it's bad, but when you have a friend like Monica who buys all the goodies for the office, it's very hard to do that.
No, we're going to address the Monica situation.
But hey, we'll be right back, guys, with the health coaches.
Hi, I'm Norman Carter from the Delphonics Experience. Catch us every Wednesday at 9 a.m. with JR and the crew. It's a great show. Don't miss it.
Okay, guys, we are back, man. We got the health coaches in the studio here, and I'm really excited about this because I want you guys to diagnose me. Okay, so yes, I've been taking the root. What is it called? Clean slate.
Yeah.
Clean slate. Yes, I took your advice. I've been taking that, and I have not been faithful to it, but I've been using it for certain things, and it has been working.
Yep.
For me and stuff, because one of the things I've always asked you, like, oh my God, I have this or this, and you're like, well, it's your body trying to get rid of the toxins. Yep. and so on and so on. And one of the websites I do go to that you refer to is the People's Chemist.
Yep.
The People's Chemist, where it's all natural. It's by a doctor. He was a doctor.
Wait, he was actually a
chemist.
for Big Pharma.
Yeah, he was a chemist for Big Pharma, and he didn't like the fact that he was creating synthetic stuff.
Yep.
So he went to all natural and creates all natural now.
Yep.
Pills and stuff,
Yep.
and the capsules are vegan.
Yes.
They're vegan
and
capsules.
It's straight herbs.
Straight
I
herb,
mean,
yeah.
If you got pain, I use Belief Fix on there, and it works every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I take the Joint FX,
Yep, that's great for you. Yep.
and a lot of people are always saying that their elbows hurt, all this. So I've been taking it for that, right?
Yes.
Is that?
No, that's a
No,
good thing
yeah.
to take. Yeah. In fact, the clean slate that you're slacking out on. It's interesting because I've had several people that had those problems, and since they've been on it, completely gone. But they're faithful.
Well, what is it? What's in the
They're
root?
faithful.
Sometimes I don't. I mean, I feel like I don't have to do my research because I really feel like you've done your
how I
research.
feel
So
about it.
I listen to you. Like, yeah, see?
Yeah, once Lourdes tells me to do something, I go, no, she's clearly
Yeah,
looking
because I know
into it.
you
It's
did
gonna
your
be okay.
research. Yeah. So I've been taking it, but what exactly is the root, the clean slate root
Okay, so
product
this is
that
what I
take?
love about it and why I was so excited after that, bawling out my eyes, crying to God, what can I do to take it to a next level? And then I was introduced to this. So Root Brands, which you can share the link.
I'll share the link. Yeah, I'll put it on the thing.
Yeah, so that people can go there. It is referral based, and it's referral based because you need to make sure that your community, if something occurs or whatever, you're with that person lets you know, and they can help you through it. So what I loved about it is that clean slate alone is exactly that. It's like you start a clean slate. Many people I've known that they'll take stuff and they go, I don't feel anything, but then they go to the doctor and they get their test done. There was one that had high cholesterol, and they didn't take any more medication. They just stuck to clean slate. It's not what I'm telling people to do. I'm just telling you what works. I'm just telling you the experiences that I've seen with people. And they went back, and and I share their results, their medical results. You have in July, the high cholesterol, these issues happening, and then 3 months later in October, it's completely normalized. And this is with no medication. This is just them taking clean slate.
Clean slate.
Because it's literally that. It's made in, first of all, they used, it's bioavailable, so it goes into your system, which you want. So you
Yeah, can I take it under my tongue?
Yep.
That's why.
Yep.
Best
Well, all
thing
of it's
in your system, yeah.
bioavailable, but it goes into your bloodstream much quicker when
Right.
it goes under your tongue. And so what they did is they also created it with a quantum frequency. So we all have an energy and our frequency, and everyone's different. So when it goes in there and removes the heavy metals, the heavy toxins, what happens is at the exact same moment, that trace mineral, that nutrient that your body needed in place of that space gets in there at the very same moment. So now your body starts running like it's supposed to because it actually has what it's supposed to need, right? And it's going according to what you need, not what I need. So what I need will go according to what I need. So when it's removing these things, it's starting to repair and regenerate whatever was damaged there. Which is why a lot of people that are taking that, whether they have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, if they have diabetes. I mean, my mom had all of that. I mean, down to even anxiety. In fact, when I first took her off everything, I think like a week later, she got in an argument with one of my siblings. And so, of course, her anxiety, and then they immediately were like, we got to give her the anxiety pill. I was like, nope. We want her to mellow down, give her a couple melatonins, that'll chill her out. And it worked. They were just like, oh. I said, why do we need to go to synthetic? Why do we need to give her something that's going to cause all these problems?
true.
So with Clean Slate, which is what I really love, is that it removes and replaces exactly what you need according to what you need in that place. And then your body starts regenerating, rebuilding, so that it communicates with the rest of its cells, all because of the compounds that are in there. And, some people go, well, it's just vitamin C. Nope. If you really look into the process of how they made it, it's more than just vitamin C. It's all these other things. And the way they made it, because of the quality of what they made it in, is why when you take it, people are, from diabetes to high blood pressure to high cholesterol to dementia to can't get pregnant to, all these things are turning.
It happens.
Yeah, and it's we're seeing all these results from people, and it doesn't matter what the illness is, because what happens is that when you go to the doctor, they talk to you as though you're just one organ or one this. We're a whole body, and our body all run together. Our organs run all together. You can't have one organ not running right and think that everything else is running right. If one is off, everything is off. So when you're putting in exactly what the body needs, when you're doing like Clean Slate, when you're doing like Restore, which is exactly that. It's restoring the body back to its original state, which is why some people go, my skin's looking more glowy. My fine lines are leaving now. I used to have all these deep creases, and they're going away. It's because it's regenerating the DNA back to its original state, to its healthy state. And that's why I think, if more folks got into stuff like that and started doing things, eating healthier. And by the way, some of these people that are taking this stuff eat okay. And they're still seeing results because they're still giving the body those things that the body needs to run right.
Wow, yeah.
So this is a true story. When Lourdes and I were first dating, I was a smoker. I was not a pack a day, but 2 packs every 3 days type of, I wasn't.
Wow, that's still a lot.
That's
Wow.
a lot.
Yeah. So it was still a lot.
Wow.
And so, when we were together and I think we'd already gotten married at this point. I had an offer on the table for a free carton of cigarettes, and I was putting in for it, and I filled out the little comment card, like, I want this and this and the next thing. And I'm at work, and Lourdes calls me, and she goes, do you know that cigarettes have carbon monoxide in it? And I go, yeah. And she goes, well, I looked into that, and that's poison. And I said, yeah, no, I know. Yeah, it's carbon monoxide. And this is how I'm talking to her, like, yeah, I know. I'm aware. And so she said, I don't know if I could be with somebody who just doesn't care enough about themselves to not be part of us for the future.
Wow.
And she so I argued with her. I'm like,
Sure
I was
did.
a smoker. When you met me
as a smoker.
I was a smoker. I'm not, this is who I am. Kick rocks, baby. I'll do what I want. I'll do what I want. There was that sort of thing. And so then to calm down after this little argument, I went inside and had a cigarette. And as I'm smoking, right? And just like when we say stop drinking your soda, you drink your soda. That's what made me think of the story.
But you know what's so funny though?
I was smoking a cigarette.
When we forgot to say it, when we hung up, I'm like, well then it's done.
Yep.
I'm
did
not
say
staying
that.
with anybody.
She did.
Who doesn't love themselves enough to stop something like this, and so.
And of course, I was all indignant, like, yeah, I don't care. And so I'm
Like,
smoking my
what?
cigarette. And as I'm smoking my cigarette, I go, God, what am I arguing about? What am I arguing here? Like, I do know this
You're
is bad
arguing
for me.
to do good.
Yeah. You know,
better.
like I know this is bad for me.
Yeah.
And so I didn't even finish the cigarette, and I called her back and I said, I just smoked my last cigarette. And it was just kind of like the bucket of cold water Lourdes had to kind of like splash on me
like,
for me
"Peace
to
out."
realize that this wasn't. And so what it became was, it comes down to integrity, and I know that people throw that around like it's a good and bad thing. It's not a morality thing. It's an engineering term actually. So like this chair has its level of integrity, and if you remove a leg, it loses integrity, and I'm going to fall. And that's all it is. It's just a mechanical term. So what I say to you is, just don't drink the soda. and this is what I mean by that. This is what I mean by that.
He's like, he's throwing me under the bus.
This is what I mean by that. When you want the soda, just don't. And I'm not even saying, don't say to yourself, I'll never touch it again.
Yeah.
Just say, right now, I'm not going to. And that's how I got through the whole. I quit cold turkey. I didn't have a patch. I didn't do gum. I didn't do any of that.
You ate a lot of sunflower.
I did eat a lot of sunflower seeds. That's true. That's true.
Because you had something in another habit to
Yes,
replace
your
the habit.
Yeah.
Right,
So I
right,
did
right.
do that to begin with. But the reality is, what it comes down to is, in the moment you feel like, man, I'm going to get me some of that soda. Just don't. And it's not
you have
even
to
like
tell
a.
yourself
It's
that,
not
yeah.
even a. It's not even like a
This is
big
a coaching.
thing.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. This Lourdes loves the science of it. I love telling people, like, look, it's real simple. It's a lot more easy than you're making it. Like one of my mentors, one of my coaches, the way she got over a bad habit is that her mentor told her, look, you need to equate it with something so horrible that there's no way you would ever do this. And he's like, what's the one thing that you would never do? And she said, I would never punch a baby. And she was joking, right? I would never punch a baby. No, obviously she wasn't joking. She won't punch a baby. But she was trying to be extreme. He goes, all right, great. Get yourself to a point where doing this habit that you know not to be a good habit is on the same level as punching a baby. Like you drinking that soda, go punch a baby. You know, you want to drink the soda,
I
go
don't want
punch
to
a
punch a
baby.
baby. Yeah.
And once you get to that level where it's like, it's just that horrible, you know?
Yeah.
In that moment, just remind yourself, it's that horrible, and then just stop drinking soda.
Well, it's like even like.
That's just for
And
people.
then do the clean slate every day like you're supposed to.
I
Yeah,
know,
dude.
guy, man.
And drink water.
And I drink a lot of water.
Good man.
Yeah.
Today I just, yeah.
You didn't, man. You didn't.
Today I did this. I was drinking water all day, but then I knew I was getting a little tired, so I was like, you know what? I need to throw some
See, now you
sugar
would
in
have
me.
been doing the clean slate faithfully. You wouldn't feel tired, and you'd sleep
Wow.
great at night. In fact, I had a friend who was like, "Man, since I've been on clean slate, I've had all this energy. I'm so focused." But she takes it faithfully.
Well,
And
zero
that's-
in is good for that too, actually.
Yeah. Well, she hasn't been on zero in. That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
When you put the three together, it's called the Trinity Pack, which we do faithfully. And it's what I gave my mom, right? So I gave her the Trinity Pack, which
I
was
seen
the-
that.
Yeah, and you'll share the link. Where people can actually, you just create, like you go
No,
on
we'll share the
Amazon,
link, yeah.
you create an account just like Amazon, you put your name and your email, and then you go into shop, right? And then you agree, yeah, that referral code, that's the dude that sent me this information, or that's where I clicked the link. You say yes, and you go on there, you go to shop, and you get it. And I got to tell you, I mean, it's great because, in fact, I got involved with even, I joined in the membership with the science of the people behind all this and the studies. Oh, I get so wrapped, and he's just like, for him, he just wants to know. But I'm like, I love it. I'm like, it's just a hot.
You should
But
hear-
that's, I guess, how
Oh.
you guys do good together because, you know, like I said, I feel like you are the motivational. Both of you
Yes,
are.
yeah.
But he's like the more like, hey, let's just go out and do this. And then
Yeah,
you're
do
like,
this, and I'm
let me do
just
my
like,
research here real quick. Hold
okay,
on.
this is what's going to do.
Well,
when
no,
you
but
put this
I'll
in,
walk
it's
in
gonna-
on this conversation. I'll be like, yeah, right.
But I love it. It is the most
right.
interesting. I mean, when you're listening to, you know, like someone with lung cancer, and I mean, and this guy was an actual doctor, and he was, you know, he was in really, really bad shape. Nothing much he could do, stage 4, and it was just about. They're like, no, just take these things. And all he did is he went onto Root Brands and he ordered the stuff, and he just like, okay, what do I got to lose? And that was in October, November, December, January, February, gone.
Wow.
Gone.
And I'll tell you, everybody that Lourdes
And
has
it was,
ever...
but if you look at those stories, and you look at and then you look at the science behind it, on why and what the cells are doing, how they communicate. Like, I love that.
And this is
Again,
crazy.
he finds it
You know what's crazy
boring.
is this. This is, you keep on saying science, and this is the craziest part, is everyone says they believe in science. I'm not going to do
Right.
what you asked me to do because that's natural, because I believe in science.
It's still science.
But you're using
Right.
science to
Right.
do what you guys need to do naturally to formulate it to
Exactly.
cure you in what you're going through.
Because
So it is
true-
science.
Yes, because
Well, that-
true science. In fact, how do you think the people that work for big pharma figure things out? I think I'll just take this chemical and this chemical, and I think that'll do it. No, they go to nature
Yep.
and they mimic nature because nature has the answer.
And that's still
the
science.
only way they could make money of it is if they just take that and mimic it into a synthetic.
So they can patent it.
And that's it. Once they patent it, once they make it synthetically, they're making money. It doesn't matter how many side effects. It's like even pain medication. You know, like that's why I always say go to the People's Choice.
People's Chemist.
The People's
People's
Choice is People's
Go to the People's
Chemist.
Choice Awards, and it'll make you feel better.
I know, I keep saying that. It drives me nuts. So the peopleschemist.com, right? You go
Yeah,
there, and the Relifix, the reason why those things work is because it's an herb. And the herb is going to take care of those receptors that are having issues without causing more problems. When you take over-the-counter medication or even a prescribed pain medication, what happens is it's stopping the receptor, but it's causing a blockage. So all the fluid and all that's why you get the inflammation starts going in there and building up. So when that stops showing that, you know, that it wears off, it comes back even worse. The reason why you got a worse headache or, you know, the inflammation is getting worse is because that what it did, because it was synthetic, it caused even more problems. It caused more inflammation, more pain, more, you know, joint decretion and all these things because it's breaking it. Because inflammation can break down, you know, cells.
Right,
It
right.
can kill them. So if you keep putting more things in and it's not really fixing it, it's going to create more inflammation and more inflammation. You keep taking even more and more pills.
And so from the
it's-
money
yeah.
aspect, right? I mean, these
It's
guys
great.
are like, oh, great, you're trapped in our loop, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're going to take this thing, you'll feel better for a little bit. It's not going to work after a while because you'll have gotten much worse. And so you need a bigger dose. And so you can
And
see
it's
kind
like,
of
what
how
do they say though? It's because you've gotten used to that. No, it's
Yeah,
because you've gotten worse.
Yeah, your body's gotten used to it,
You
so we
didn't
got to
get
switch it up now.
used to the- you got used to 500 milligrams. We're going to up it up to 1,000. You didn't get used to it. It's just that much more inflammation, that much more problems caused because you didn't fix the problem. You didn't take something that minimized that problem. I mean, you can soak in a tub and minimize, you know, in hot water, minimize body aches. You can take nettle tea. Or, you know, dandelion tea, which, by the way, it's even great for cancer. That you can take those things and it helps with inflammation, helps with pain. You got pain, drink those teas.
Wow. So if somebody right now, because you know we got to get going, but
Yes.
if somebody is right now with high blood pressure, diabetes, maybe even cancer, what are I know you might say the root,
Yeah.
one of the main
But
things.
you
But
want-
what are some of the things that they can do right away? Go to the store, buy, start getting on their own little process,
Yes.
and then begin to start
Well, you can-
buying.
So
some
I
of the
would
stuff.
I would say order root, and while you're waiting for that to come in, do this one thing that you want to do even when root comes in, because it's about nourish, balancing, and cleansing everything. Get to the store and start juicing. And the reason why I say juicing, I don't mean blending and blending it all up because it's still got all the fiber, and now you have to use up all your energy to break that up. We want all the energy focused on healing. So when you use like celery with cucumber and kale and lemon and a green apple with green grapes, and you mix, and by the way, it's tasty. And you juice that. What's going to happen? It's going to saturate into your cells, and your cells are going to get all the nutrition. So now it's nourishing itself. So while it's getting those things down, which by the way also helps to get rid of inflammation, rid of pain. You know, if there's anything that's going on, I mean, even cancer keeps growing if there's a lot of inflammation, if there's mucus, of all those things. So when you start putting that in, that's one of the things I would say. I would go to the store. I'd make sure I have a masticating juicer. There, you can get that for $89 on Amazon. I say masticating because the difference between a regular juicer and a masticating juicer, the regular juicer has blades. It can kill the enzymes. You want it to be alive. So masticating just kind of squeezes it out. Get those specific things. Drink that on a daily basis. If it were me and I was fighting cancer, I would drink 3, 4, 5, 6 of those juices a day.
And then from my perspective, what I would say is don't just resign to it. Don't resign to any sort of prognosis that you've received. Don't resign to it. Don't just say, "No, this is what I've got." That's not so. You don't have. That's not what has to be so. And I think it's in resignation that people will get worse, and then eventually, you know, they'll obviously meet the end.
And mindset.
And it's all about mindset. And so I would say, yes, get the masticating juicer, but maybe even your first step is to say, this is fixable. I've got this. I can handle this. My body is perfect. You know, there's a Bible verse that says this is God's temple. So it's not even technically your temple. I mean, if you think about it, it's not JR's temple. It's God's temple.
That's right.
And so you're just a renter, and you're putting soda in God's temple.
I was waiting for that. I was totally waiting for you.
I'm just saying. I'm just not going to leave you alone about that.
No,
But
but
what
to
I'm
be-
saying is
it's
get your
mindset.
mindset right, even going into it. Like,
Yes.
like
No, you're right. You're right.
understand that this is a prognosis, which is actually amazing when you think about it in the right term. Like, oh, I just got diagnosed with this thing. Instead of it being like, oh, this is a death sentence, be like, oh, this is amazing. I now know what I have. I can look into what I can do to get my body to heal itself now.
I like
from
that.
this.
And when you look in the mirror really quick, you say, I love you because you're so perfectly made. The man upstairs made it where I can fix this. And that's cancer is just telling me there's something in my body I need to take care of so I can get rid of that.
That's right.
Anytime you have a diagnosis of any illness, whether it's cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, it doesn't matter. It's just your body saying something's off, fix me. Because if it doesn't show you by that, then you drop dead. Like, I wonder what he died from. Because it's the way the body's
Yes.
telling you there's something up, address it. There's something going on.
Yeah,
Fix
no,
it.
exactly. No, I hear the same thing.
I'm sorry.
See, it's Monica's body's telling her.
No, this is it'll say CBD
It
on
must be
there.
7 o'clock.
Oh,
Yeah, just hit stop.
oh, it's your guys' phone.
Yeah.
What the heck?
So no, I apologize. I put my phone on silent and
But the alarm still goes off.
But the alarm still goes off. I completely forgot about the alarm.
No, it's good. Oh, you can eat now.
No, 7
no.
o'clock is when I always make sure that my mom takes her stuff to go to sleep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All natural, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice, man. But no, so thank you guys so much for coming on. I really appreciate you guys coming on. And I love the fact, and we are going to be bringing them on periodically because I do want you guys, but always remember what you guys discussed now because I want you guys to come with new stuff,
Sure.
new things that
Ask
you guys.
questions. Ask your people to ask questions. We
Yes.
love that.
And we
We
can-
just did a show on parasites because one of our
Parasites, yeah.
one of our
They're
one
like,
of our
yeah,
viewers
so-
was like, hey, we want to know more about parasites, and we're like, well, let's do some research. Let's
how
figure
you
this
got
out.
it,
Yeah.
And we're going to start cross promotion and stuff. I'm going to really start putting their link onto our show. Maybe even get you guys saying a couple of health tips.
Well, we want you to get on our show
Yeah.
Oh, heck
Yes,
yeah.
right.
We'll definitely go on your show. And,
because we could talk about soda in the.
and how it's corrupting me. And I'm like, there.
So how's that soda treating you?
I honestly, God, I really don't drink it a lot. I don't. Like today I did. The rest of the week, I drink a lot of. She's all calling me a liar. No, Monica drinks Monster every day.
That's even worse.
That's
No, there's-
worse.
there's a lot going on.
Oh, whoa, they say 2 or 3. Oh my goodness, I'm dead after this. No, but no, but it's all about being healthy. It's all about getting back to health. I love the fact because both of you live what you guys preach.
Yeah.
So, and I love that. I mean, Chris, you came back on right now, and even all of us were like, oh my God, dude, you can see it in your face. You lost a lot of weight
Yep.
and stuff because you've been doing intermittent fasting
Yep.
and stuff. So where can people find you guys? I'm gonna put your links up there, even in the description and stuff. So where can people find you? This is your guys' camera.
Okay.
Hello.
So you can go to thelourdesandchrisshow.com and you can see our previous episodes on there. I'm a little behind, but we have a buttload, like 40 videos, so you'll be fine until,
Yeah, and there's other pages on there, like stuff that we do take, like we're talking about the root brands.
Yes.
It's on there as well. That's part of our daily routine, as well as the People's Chemist, like all the stuff that we
take
and we
is
don't
there.
as a matter of integrity, we won't promote anything unless we've tried it ourselves and we actually truly believe it. And
Yeah,
people have
yeah,
approached us
look.
with their products and say, hey, try this, and we'll be like, all right, and it was like, no.
Yeah, we didn't see any results.
So
Like,
we just
no.
we won't just
So
promote
just
for a
know
buck.
that the things you see on the website or the things that we promote on our show is because we've tried it ourselves. It's because we loved it and we continually use it because it does work.
Absolutely.
Nice, I love it. And so, guys, make sure you guys follow them. They're gonna be on the show periodically. I'm that line. I think I'm gonna create a segment just for you guys. A little segment, straight from the health coaches. And boom, you guys say, quick thing. Have you been doing this? Boom, boom, boom. And then stuff,
sweet.
and they can
Yeah,
follow
we
you
can
guys.
do like even certain parts. Like we'll talk about heart one day, diabetes another.
Yes.
Like,
Parasites.
Parasites, yes.
Parasites.
That's gonna be our
Those
next
are
one. Parasites.
interesting.
We should have brought parasites.
Oh, it's-
We should have brought those. Like
you have them. If you don't think you do, think again. You got
Oh
parasites.
yeah. I actually show in that episode. We actually show the very, very, very long one that came out of me.
whoa, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes,
You have to have a
yeah.
stomach for it. It's-
I remember. Yeah, you're free after see the video.
Yeah. Well, we put it in this episode.
Yeah, we
Woo!
did.
I
So
think so.
forewarned. Forewarned.
Forewarning.
Well, all right, guys. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, man. I really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week, man. Next week, 9 o'clock. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys enjoyed the show. But look, just a few things before you go. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching the show. We really appreciate it, but it's all about you and you helping us get the word out about JR and the crew. So, hey, don't forget, every Wednesday, 9 a.m.